Join us live on the Sherry Lord Talk Show podcast. Start your day off with a higher vibrational podcast with weekly guests covering spirituality, healthy foods, and so much more. Go to SherryLord.com for more info. Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Sherry Lord Show. We're so thankful that you follow us every Tuesday. And if you are up to it and you want to, please chat with us. We want you to say hi. And please like and share our page, and let's share it for all the people who need this information or who love spirituality and authors. And if you'd like to be a guest on my show, go to www.sherrylord.com and email me at sherrylordpodcast@gmail.com and let me know why you're a fit and why you'd like to be on our show. But please say hello. And we have a very special guest. We have Joy Pedersen. She is a regular on our show. She is a beautiful author, and she also has a new book. And then I hear in the little birds chirping that there's another one coming around the corner. So we're really excited about that. She's an amazing spiritual teacher as well. And she's got a lot of years under her belt as a coach and so much more. And her topic today is the hidden causes of life struggles. Welcome, Joy. We're so happy to have you back on our show. We love having you.
Thank you.
And we're excited. I know we have a lot of people that watch us, but there's a lot of new people. Can you kind of let some of the people know a little bit about you and then go right into the hidden causes of life struggles? What do you want to share with our audience and give them some tools to help them through that?
Certainly. Well, I'll give you a little bit of background because it's key to how this came about and the subject of the hidden causes of people's challenges. I was working at Paramount Studios. I had gotten a job in television publicity by networking. And without having a background in the business and connections in the business, I had to do it cold. And
Okay.
when I was at the studio, people were asking me, how did I get my job? So I wanted to help them. We kind of return the favor or pay it forward. And while I was trying to help them, I couldn't figure out what set me apart. Why was it easier for me? So I wanted to get a solution, learned about the law of attraction, started my company, started teaching that, which is basically like attracts like, what you believe you attract. And after teaching that, I quickly realized we all had blocks. There was inconsistent results for consistent effort. Looked for another solution, was introduced to spiritual healing and the subconscious. And the subconscious is the part of us that holds our programming, our past beliefs, and our emotions and energies that have been stuck. And it could be from lifetimes. So I said, okay, this is where the answer is. This is really what has more value, because unless you clear those blocks, whatever you are thinking consciously is not going to get you the results that you prefer, at least not as easily as possible. So I started working with the subconscious and found also that I had a gift in clearing past lives, or actually reading them and then clearing them using spiritual healing. So many of our challenges in this life I have discovered in past lives where something happened negative and programming started then, a belief about what was possible at that time, or a decision, I'm not going to do that again. And then that plays out in subsequent lifetimes, and we don't realize what's behind it. And it's in our subconscious, where consciously we're doing everything we think we should do. We're following all the rules. Everybody says, do it this way. And then we do it this way. And we're not getting the same results as the people who said, do it this way. So by looking underneath the hood, basically, we can determine what's really at play. One of the things you and I were talking before we went live was the whole idea of being out there, being more visible. And a lot of times we've had past lives of persecution in some regard. Look at all the persecution that goes on social media today alone.
Yeah.
And you have lifetimes where it was more dark, dense, unconscious than it is now. And it wasn't unusual for somebody to harm someone else just because they didn't agree with what their belief system was or what they were doing. Those memories hold us back because your subconscious wants to protect you from experiencing that again. They're going to protect you from getting hurt. So your subconscious alone can cause you to be distracted, procrastinate. They can block opportunities coming your way. So you can do all the steps necessary. For example, since you and I both are in business, we could do all the steps we need to do in business and not
Right.
get the results that we prefer because our subconscious might be holding us back in some regard. But if we're going to just continue to march on and do more of the same without clearing what's behind
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
we're just wasting our time basically and banging our heads against the wall.
Exactly. No, we're in a big shift right now too. And we're all moving through a lot of stuff right now. It is very important. You're right with that. You have to clear it, and move beyond it. And really it does. It allows more. It allows the
Mhm.
flow. It allows so much more. Absolutely. Exactly.
I'm reminded of an accountant that came to me years ago. She said, my business is stalled. And when I looked, I saw there was 2 lifetimes of poverty. We cleared those lifetimes of poverty. That afternoon, she got 2 paying clients. That
Aw.
she was dry up until that point. So the shift can happen rather quickly
Yeah.
when you address the past. You can't guarantee anything in spiritual healing because you don't know how many levels and layers and contributing factors might be going into someone's storyline playing out as it does. But when you clear each and every storyline, there's less programming that's going to inhibit the results that you're working toward.
Yes. Exactly. I mean, I'm glad our audience can understand this too. And some of them might be even experiencing that.
And it happens I mean, I was mostly talking about business and visibility, but it can affect anyone in any type of relationship.
Yeah.
Um, I see past lives, for example, that's someone related to a woman that related to men in a certain way, and she's still experiencing that same dynamic and realized if she let it go within herself, the guy can show up differently. And that's what's so remarkable. It's all our work is really on ourselves. If we want to change the
Yeah.
outer experience,
Yeah.
change it from within. The challenge is not everybody can read past lives. Not
Yeah.
everybody can sit and meditate and go as deep as they prefer or need to, but there's certainly plenty of help available
Yeah.
these days to
Hmm.
help uncover that.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, a lot of people don't understand what is even happening, or
Mhm.
why it's happening. Why is this repeating? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Why is Yeah, why is this relationships with men keep repeating? Or like you said, with abundance and prosperity, some people can flow, all of a sudden there's a block. And then they flow again, and something needs to be cleared. But yeah, working on yourself and knowing thyself and doing your own work, you got to do your own inner work. You're absolutely right about that.
And
Got to do your own
you
inner
just
work.
mentioned something else that I think is worth mentioning. A lot of times people come and they want a clearing and we address certain things, we release them, and then they think their life is going to magically improve. And sometimes it does. Sometimes we get right to the root of something and life shifts, or it shifts for a while. And then, as you said, something might happen again. But what they don't realize is that at the original piece that we identified and cleared was cleared. It's
Yeah.
just that there's another contributing piece. And
Yeah.
sometimes the other contributing pieces don't even show up until we've cleared those top
Yeah.
level issues. So the patience and dedication people need to have in order to get to the root of something is really necessary, because we all want a quick fix. We all want the magic bullet and the magic pill that we can just like be done with it. But nothing has caused the current situation by just one incident. It's cumulative. And unless you unravel what's occurred over time, and it doesn't have to be endless, but if it's showing up, it means that there's something else to address. And if you want to just cope and manage, it's going to fester because you're not really getting to the root and letting it go. So it's still operating in the background, even though you're trying to quiet it and tune it out and then keep moving.
Yeah, there are layers. There are layers. And when you do get to the core part of it, it's beautiful, but sometimes for depending on what the person's working on, sometimes it's not so bad. Sometimes it's extremely deep, and it does take quite a few sessions to get there, and sometimes, like you said, it's just one, it just depends on what they're working on, what their experience was and where they are and what's happening in their life, but they do have to change, they have to choose to change, and I think most people that come, to see someone is seeking that, they're seeking, but they still have to do their own work.
And the challenge also is if they need to be able to face themselves. What I found, even with spiritual healers, not everybody can necessarily face the deepest, darkest issues that, like I said, some of these issues came from a time when it was more unconscious. The dark and Middle Ages were very dark and limited. So if things happened at a certain time, and we all may have done things that we wouldn't do today, but circumstances supported it in another era.
Yeah.
Unless we're able to face them now, it's still in the background limiting us in some regard. And it's better to face it now and let it go and be free. And I really want to encourage people to be able to just address things and sit with things long enough. And of course, when you have spiritual healers like myself and others who can look at something without judging it and release it quickly, isn't that better than going years dragging the storyline in the subconscious that's festering in the background, limiting your experiencing what you could experience now?
Exactly. No, some of it is, I like you do your work too. I do my own work. Sometimes I need help. I'll be guided to who, if I need that additional, but it can be very uncomfortable. It can be, painful for some people, hurtful, but it is unconditional. It's not to judge it. It's just to me, observe it, feel it through, and get the pieces you need, let it heal. But it's deep, but some of it isn't, but a lot of it is. It's not that it's not, a lot of it is. If you really want to make the changes in your life.
It was interesting. I was doing a trade years ago with another healer, and she was working on me in this one particular session. And I go, this is really interesting because I'm not seeing anything. All I do is I smell something burning. And she goes, oh, the angels are really protecting you, but you're being burned at the stake.
Oh,
so it's like, it was really graphic, or it could have been really graphic if they allowed me to see it, because I can see. And they made it very gentle so we could clear the incident without it bringing up anything for me. And that's all that's snuck through is the scent. And then we got that off, and that was great. And I do that for others, where I clear a lot of past lives of persecution, especially light workers and healers. If there is any that didn't go that route for whatever reason, it's a miracle in itself, because most of the light workers and healers that I've known have all been persecuted at one time or another because the
Oh
darkness
yeah.
did not want our light to be doing its job. So what do? They snuff us out, maim and murder us. So, we've all got that in the background, which is important to let go because we can't be operating from fear on any level at this point because we're in a new era. We're in a new age. We have new earth opening up for us all,
Yeah.
and we can't get there dragging our baggage from the past.
Yeah, you do have to let go of the baggage. You really have to let go of the baggage. It's very, 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 very important. And what can some of the people do at home?
Well, meditation is still, I think, one of the best things that anybody can do. And it's not necessarily that you have to have a particular type of meditation, but something where you go into your heart, you sit with yourself because you can access God and all the angels and archangels and ascended masters through your heart. They can download the information that you need. You can feel the information even if you can't dialogue directly. So that exercise alone, just being with yourself, and if you're not comfortable with yourself, there's a reason. So it's really important to get over that. I help people all the time with their blocks to being able to
Yeah.
connect God or whatever. But even if somebody can't afford somebody like myself to work with, sitting with themselves long enough to be able to just be comfortable with going in and relaxing and getting to know oneself is huge. Being in nature, if sitting and meditating on its own is uncomfortable, a walk in the woods sometimes is allowing that ability to relax, get recentered, get downloads. The angels, God will download information to you or through someone else,
Yeah.
however they can.
Yeah.
And so they're always giving you answers if you're looking for them. It's up to us to figure out how they're communicating, where it's coming from. It could be through music, billboards, a magazine, a movie, a friend all of a sudden sharing something. It can come through a variety of ways if we're open and we're receptive. We will always be guided. Not everybody feels that they're guided, and often they're too much in their head.
Yeah. Yeah. I like sometimes just having my own space, just being quiet, when I can, but everybody's got their life. Some people have their kids and they just got to find a quiet time, for themselves, like you
Well, you
said, being
mentioned
in
something
nature.
about, like people are wanting to keep a roof over their head. They've got stressful things, and
Yeah.
often they'll say, okay, I'll put spirituality on the side until something. And it's not about becoming more secure in the physical first before they can allow the spiritual
Yep.
side to be
Yep.
entertained. Because when you shift things in the spirit, everything in the physical shows up with
Yep.
more ease. You're more spot on as far as why you're here on the planet, what you're here to accomplish. What you
Yep.
want to accomplish happens with greater ease and support. All of it gets to be put into more alignment when you work on the spirit first,
Yep.
and it helps you with
Yep.
getting all of your chores done, keeping a
Yep.
roof over your head. And
Yep.
if people understood that, like the benefit is bigger than just, it's fluffy and nice to be able to spend time with spirit. No, we're spiritual beings here in a
Yep.
physical universe, that it becomes easier when we allow the spirit to work through us
Yep.
and support our surroundings, other than us having to do it all ourselves alone, which is what we end up doing when we're in our head doing it the old fashioned way.
Yeah. We are being asked to let go, and change is right there. New ways. You are a beautiful author, and you have so many books. I'm going to bring up one of is there anything else you'd like to tell our audience before we go to your books?
No, I think that's
Okay, I'm going to bring up, let's see where I put it. I'm going to bring up one of your books. I mean, I love the covers and the energy in your books. This is
oh, thank you.
is this your newest one, your latest?
This is new, and this is an ebook. So it's free. People can get to it from the joy of spiritual healing.com. So it's available to anyone who wants to understand spiritual healing with a little bit more depth, how to find a spiritual healer, as far as not necessarily like a directory, but the idea of what to look for when you're choosing one, and what are the benefits and things like that.
Wow. And what inspired you for this particular spiritual healing? I mean, you did have many chapters inside there. Can you kind of explain to us a little bit of kind of what it kind of covers?
Yes. Well, like I said before, there's there's different spiritual healing methodologies.
Right.
People are coded differently. Different spiritual healers have
Yep.
gifts. Sometimes people even go to a spiritual healer because they have karma with that individual, and it's a one way of releasing it.
Yeah.
Some of us specialize differently. Like I can clear karma. It's really something where God puts his final stamp on it, but different people have different gifts and specialties. Like I mentioned, I have a specialty in persecution. I have a specialty in clearing darkness. It doesn't mean I can't clear other things. I mean, a guy came to me years ago asking me to clear the bugs in his garage, and he's in another state, and I'm going, I don't even know if I can do that, but I'll try. And I did, because nothing else worked for him. And that's why some people come to a spiritual healer. Like they're desperate because nothing else has worked.
Right.
And then let me try them, let's see if they can do anything. So the book gets into some of the types of things that spiritual healers can do. I don't get into depth about the different modalities because there's so many of them now, but it's really working with spirit and allowing spirit to help guide what is necessary in the given moment for someone's specific case. And spiritual healing can be applied to all aspects of life: clearing property, clearing travel, clearing events, family issues, relationships, money, business. So the list goes on. So I know when I work with people on a personal basis, I'm working on everything that life is presenting. Plus, I might be helping them understand their awakening through their ascension, so they can walk that path with more ease and clarity.
Right.
So spiritual healing can incorporate many different aspects of life. And so the book sort of gives a wide breadth of that, so people have a greater understanding about how to apply that.
How can they get your books? Are you on Amazon? Are you have your a website they can get it from?
joyofspirituality.com is my main website. They can access my two books, Wisdom of the Guardian and Clear Your Past and Change Your Future, which are books that were given to me early. One was this one, Wisdom of the Guardian, was the book that really got me started when Archangel Michael asked me to join him in a healing practice and write that book. That's on Amazon. The book, Clear Your Past and Change Your Future, is really the 10 years of work that we did subsequent to him asking me to join him in a practice. That's also on Amazon, and you can access through joyofspirituality.com. But this book in particular it's got its own landing page, thejoyofspiritualhealing.com.
Oh, wow. You have quite a few books. And you have another one that'll be coming out down the road?
I'm working on three.
Three? Oh, my gosh.
The main one right now is Joy of Spirituality.
It's amazing.
And the Yeshua came to me last July, so I'm a little behind on that one. We're working on a book together, The Christ Within. And a third book is The Legacy of Light, which is my work on a global level, because I know my high self is Sage Joy, and I know from when and why she was created,
Okay.
why she's here, what her components are, and the work on clearing really the distortion on the planet and the darkness on the planet. So I'm going to go into more depth with the global work that we've done, and more of the state of affairs of planet Earth and what humanity has been facing, and what we were able to shift in order to set humanity free and move this Earth into new Earth.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, you're a beautiful author and very dedicated to your path. Can you let our audience know a little bit, again, what you offer, and again, your website, or how they can get a hold of you?
I do private sessions. I also do sessions weekly with a lot of business owners who want help on everything under the sun, including their business. But I also offer this Sacred Circle, which is a monthly membership on the first Saturday of every month. We meet with God, basically. God gives me a download the day before. We have a teaching, we have a clearing on specific topics, and we also clear money, relationships, and some global issues, health and well-being on a regular basis, because we want to help move the needle for people in a more affordable manner. But also we're providing education of the spiritual side of life. And it's not necessarily the things that we may have been raised with, because I know for myself, I was raised Christian with wonderful teachings, but it wasn't everything that goes into how the world works. And I get to share what I've learned doing the global work and working directly for God, and being able to be taught from God how the world really works. So that all goes into that Sacred Circle.
Wow. Is this, did you say it was the first of every month that people log in, or they sign up for you on your website?
We work on Zoom. It's an international group, and they get a replay afterwards with God's message and the replay of the session. That is available from sacredcircle.live. It's also accessible from joyofspirituality.com, which is my main website.
Oh, that's amazing. I think, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say all my services really are on there, and it's always evolving depending on what God is really guiding me to, because the world is changing and the needs that people have are changing. So before, where I used to go in and I did all the work, for example, even on our private sessions, what I'm doing now is helping people learn to navigate life on their own, be able to do spiritual healing to some degree on their own. I've helped people become able to tune in and see and hear their own guides, God, etc. So sometimes my clients actually participate in the actual work. So it's not that they have to be dependent on me. The more people that can do this on their own, the faster the world shifts.
Yeah, that is so true. I mean, we're just so happy that, people are awakening, and that's what I kept hearing. I believe when people think, "Oh, I awaken, I'm there," I go, "No, I believe you awaken many levels of awakening. It's not that you're just there. You might get glimpses of who you really, source and who you are, but it doesn't end there. The journey is so continuous, and I think it's a joyful adventure. Yeah, there might be a little bump there, but it's still joyful. It's more fulfilling in the heart. You're more happier, it's lightness, and you enjoy life more. And I think it's important that people enjoy life. Not everybody does. They're here, and it's like shifting your perception and working on yourself, and you can free yourself. You can truly free yourself. And Joy, we so love having you. And before we end again, please let them know how to get a hold of you and your books.
joyofspirituality.com is probably the best resource right now.
Okay.
So, and I appreciate you having me.
Oh, we love having you. We'll have you back. We're looking forward to that other book. I'm telling you, her books are wonderful, and so is her work. She's a beautiful coach, teacher, and so much more, and author. Um, what I'm saying is that you would not regret this. She's amazing. You will feel the shift. You'll have the change with her. Her heart is open with love unconditionally, and enjoy reading her books. So you read her books, you're going to shift consciously because it's the energy behind the words and everything that's there. You're going to enjoy her wonderful books, and you're going to grow and evolve just by reading the books as well. And make sure you reach out to her and join her group. I think you will all evolve together in a safe environment. And that's what it's all about: spreading the light, spreading the love, and shifting the consciousness. Thank you, Joy, so much, and we'll have you back. And we bless all of our wonderful people who watch us and our viewers. Thank you for joining us, and have a blessed, amazing, prosperous life. See everybody next Tuesday. International psychic medium and podcast host Sherry Lord. She is one of the most sought after psychic mediums. Book your special readings. Go to www.sherrylord.com.